Let me hit you with a shocking statistic right off the bat. 67% of dentists in the US deal with neck pain. Now, compare that to just under 14% of the general population. What about lower back pain? Well, that's 65% of dentists versus about 27% of everyone else. So today, we're going to dig into why proper ergonomics isn't just some nice-to-have luxury. It's absolutely essential for your survival in this career.
This chart really paints a stark picture, doesn't it? And that huge gap, that's not just a number. It represents thousands of careers that get cut short by pain. We're not talking about minor aches and pains here. These are chronic, debilitating injuries that often start taking root way back when you're still in dental school. Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off by really understanding the hidden physical toll of dentistry. Then we're going to build a solution piece by piece, starting with your own posture, then moving to how you position your patient, how you work with your team, and the tools you use. And finally, we'll wrap up by looking at what all of this means for your future in the field. So why on earth is dentistry so tough on the body? Let's break down the core challenges that are leading to these absolutely staggering injury rates. The solution lies in a concept you've probably heard of, ergonomics. But what does it really mean? Well, to put it simply, it's the science of designing the job to fit you instead of forcing you to painfully fit the job. For a dentist, this is the absolute key to balancing your own physical health with giving your patients precise, efficient care. So what's the real problem here? Think about it. The oral cavity is this dark, tiny, confined workspace that forces you into awkward positions for hours at a time. This mix of holding a static pose while doing repetitive, high-force movements, well, it's just a perfect storm for musculoskeletal disorders, or MSDs. And it's really worth noting that research shows female dentists report even higher rates of these upper body issues.
Okay, now for the first, and I mean the most fundamental part of the solution, mastering your own body. We're going to build your ideal neutral posture from the ground up. This, right here, is the foundation for a pain-free career.
Let's literally build this thing from the ground up. Start with your feet. They need to be flat on the floor to give you a stable base. Simple, right? Next, your seat. It should be about knee height, and this is key, with your hips just a bit higher than your knees. A slight downward tilt on your stool really helps with this. It opens up your hips and protects your lower back. Your torso should be upright, keeping that natural S-curve in your spine. Let your shoulders just relax down, stacked right over your hips, with your forearms parallel to the floor. And finally, 2 critical points: keep your wrists straight to avoid nerve strain, and keep that head tilt to no more than 20 degrees. Any more than that, and you're putting a massive amount of strain on your neck. Now check this out. It's a direct comparison, and it's pretty much night and day. On the left, you've got a balanced, sustainable posture. On the right, these are the career killers. We're talking about that excessive head tilt that destroys your neck, the hunched or elevated shoulders from reaching, a twisted torso, and bent wrists that are just asking for carpal tunnel. These are the habits that, over years, compound into chronic, career-ending pain. Okay, you've got your own posture right. Fantastic. But now we're at the most important and, honestly, the most overlooked part of the whole equation: the patient. Getting this right is a total game changer for your physical health. Let me ask you a simple question. Who should be doing the heavy lifting to get into the right position? Should you be the one twisting your body into a pretzel, or should you be using that incredibly engineered patient chair? The answer to that question leads us to the absolute golden rule of dental ergonomics. If you remember only one thing from this entire explainer, make it this: adjust the patient, not yourself. Your number one goal, always, is to maintain your perfect neutral posture and use the chair to bring the patient's mouth exactly where you need it to be. So what does this look like in practice? Well, when you're working on the upper teeth, the maxillary arch, get the patient fully reclined, totally supine, and then ask them to tilt their chin up. For the lower teeth, the mandibular arch, you'll want a semi-supine position and have them bring their chin down so their jaw is parallel to the floor. In both cases, the goal is simple: bring their mouth to your elbow height. And of course, like it says here, always be mindful of patients with special health conditions who might not be able to handle these positions. So you've mastered your posture and you've mastered patient positioning. The next level of ergonomic efficiency? It comes from teamwork. This is where four-handed dentistry comes in. And believe me, it is the definition of working smarter, not harder. And the numbers, they really speak for themselves. A well-coordinated team can boost productivity by up to 75%. How? It's simple. It eliminates all that wasted motion. No more twisting, no more turning, no more reaching for instruments. This saves your body, and it saves a ton of valuable time. Now, for this to really work, your assistant's positioning is absolutely critical. They need to be facing you, but sitting so their eyes are about 15 to 20 centimeters higher than yours. This higher vantage point gives them a crystal clear, direct line of sight right into the mouth, and that frees you up to use your mirror for indirect vision, which lets you maintain that perfect posture while they manage the instruments and keep your field of view clear. It's a beautiful thing. All right, last but not least, let's talk about gear. Your body is set, your team is set up for success, but having the right equipment is that final, crucial piece of the ergonomic puzzle. Now, you might look at a chart like this and think, does a few millimeters or a few grams really matter that much? The answer is a resounding yes. A handle diameter around 10 millimeters, weighing less than 15 grams, with a textured grip, these aren't just personal preferences. Every single one of these specs is scientifically designed to reduce the pinch force and muscle load on your hand, which prevents fatigue and long-term nerve damage. You have to remember, your vision drives your posture. If you can't see, you're going to lean in. It's that simple. Using magnification loops lets you sit back at a healthy working distance, instead of hunching over. And balancing direct sight with indirect mirror vision is absolutely essential for getting into those tough spots without twisting your neck into a knot. And of course, good lighting, it's just non-negotiable for preventing strain. And here's a small detail that has a huge impact: your gloves. It's pretty straightforward. If they're too big, you have to grip your instruments tighter, which causes fatigue. If they're too small, they constrict your circulation. The bottom line is, a proper fit isn't just about comfort, it's absolutely essential for the long-term health of your hands. So, let's bring this all together. Ergonomics isn't about one single tip or one magic trick. It's about designing a career that is sustainable, healthy, and successful. By design, not by chance. The key takeaway here, the big message, is this: the pain that's so common in this profession does not have to be your story. It might feel like it's inevitable, but it is a preventable outcome. By mastering the principles we've talked about today, posture, positioning, and teamwork, you are actively choosing a long and healthy career. Ultimately, every single ergonomic adjustment you make, from tilting your stool just right to choosing the right instrument, is an investment. It's an investment in your health, in your well-being, and in your ability to practice this profession that you love for many, many years to come. And that leaves us with one final thought. The data is clear. The strategies are proven. So the only question left is a personal one. Will the habits you're building today create a long, prosperous career, or will they slowly but surely break your body? The choice really is yours.